Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome to Speedgaming's. This is Victress here. We are here with our Mega Man 4 tournament for the month of August, set up by Mr. Cab. We give him a big thanks in the shout out in the comments. This tournament race is going to be CynanMachae versus Phil7. We are cleaning up a bit in the losers bracket, and sorry, I had some links open so I could follow along. I had your chat open. So how's everyone doing? It looks like they are setting up in the race room. And they're gonna ready up. Everyone's all good. And so we should be off and running. Okay, it looks like we are off and running. Phil7 is taking our bright first route. It looks like CynanMachae is going also bright first, so no route divergence, so sad. Can everyone hear me okay? I wasn't able to test my mic very well. And so right stage is pretty fun. It's got a nice mechanic where you get to shut off some lights. Mega Man's really cool about that. And so just sliding and shooting through here. I have a little bit of lag on Phil's screen, so I can't see what's happening. I've always hated solo commentating, so I apologize for all my stuttering. I've always been better at like side kicking. So I think Looking Toad should jump in the commentary. Welcome Looking Toad. He threw the last Mega Man 4 competition. I was sad not to make it to that one. I really tried. And this one kind of got me out of retirement. And not Riley as well. So, tournaments are where it's at. So, okay, so they're both busting through these little grasshoppers, or crickets. These are just lag machines, really. And shooting down those turrets as fast as you can to get them off screen helps with the lag. That's pretty much the whole strategy in the game. Like, what's the strat? Reduce the lag. Go. Another dark room coming up for us. You can choose to leave the lights on, but they're brave enough to go in the dark. It's not that scary because all platforms here are lit up, so it's not like as hard as Nintendo could be, right? They used to be really mean back in the day. Alright, coming into our first fight. So they're going to bust her down, Bright Man. But if they just keep doing buster damage, they're going to run into some health increments where Bright will throw an undodgeable attack. So they have they'll each choose a little pattern to make sure they shoot like one uncharged lemon at them before they get their third buster shot in. Or I guess before they get their fourth pin. And they make good work of it. Phil is through it. Okay, they are pretty in sync. That's nice. So just about a 2-second difference after the first stage, with Phil slightly in the lead. Okay, I apologize. I had the wrong stream up. Something wasn't. Now they're both in Pharaoh stage. I guess when I switched over, it was in the weapon get screen anyways. Doesn't really matter. Making short work to get over to the balloon. I didn't want to say anything about that really scary balloon jump. They both made it with no problems. They can just like, it'll ruin your run. That's a reset point if you don't make that pit jump, and it can be kind of tricky if that fly drops a bullet in the wrong time. But they got through it no problem. And so no balloonless routes. Yeah, the balloon actually it skips the room because when you get the either weapon, the balloon or the wire, it takes you to the midpoint of the stage, and so with wire you have to pass the midpoint, so it's like a backtrack. It's just 4 screens of falling through water with the really long transitions of Mega Man 4. Awful. So here they come to Pharaoh. So this is an RNG fight. He either jumps or shoots. You want him to do his little charge shot because he just stands there and he's really easy to fight. If he jumps and throws his little orbs around, he's really hard to hit. He's likely to do damage, and you have to, dodge a man charge. So a lot to think about. But he generally has patterns you can recognize. And so they're sitting there on the Megs. Ooh, Cynan got the animation skip. They both got on the magic pixel, but because of a certain timing, and Cynan got his X and Y coordinate at the right spot at the right frame, it was able to skip the little weapon animation thing. That saves, I think, 55 frames. It's pretty slick. Alright, off to Ringman. This has been giving me problems in the tournament. We'll see how these guys do it. We'll do this nice climb. Still taking a bit of a bonk. Other than that, they're going really smooth. Oh, beautiful for Cynan. Oh, Phil, they both got past that little turret. Very slick. Off to the hippos. They're ballooning through the hippos. That's what I've been seeing. Is that the new thing to do? I've been away from the game too long. Oh, Phil going for the health pickup. That might be smart if he's having trouble with these spring things. Alright, so Cynan D-boosting through the hippo. Excellent. Let's see how Phil does. Oh, okay, so they both bonk down. Alright, and so now they're at the checkpoint room. This is a really long room where the lag is ever changing. Every time a sprite pops up, the lag's going to change, and the bridge is running. It's just the bridges, when you step on them, they start. Yeah, that room just gives me all kinds of trouble. I don't even want to get started about it. Yeah, if you play this level like as is and don't get any drops and take all the damage you meant to take, you end up with I want to say 4 health, or maybe 6, where you can take a ring but you can't take a body shot. And Cynan gets through that fight no problem. Phil makes it through. He got a little bit off script. Well played. So Cynan takes the lead. Yeah, those little ring springy things can pack a hit, and it does more damage when they are stacked versus when they're projectile. So if you like run into them immediately when they spawn, like that does more damage than if you wait for them to throw their rings out. And so you'll see runners do that at the end of at the end they can choose to let him smack them or just run right into him and do the more damage. So okay, they're choosing Bright to get through Dust. That's a reasonable strategy because Bright luckily does not freeze these rising platforms here. They freeze those platforms in Pharaoh stage, by the way, so you can't use Bright and Pharaoh on those little platforms. I don't know why you would, maybe to reduce lag or something, but the platforms don't run, so that's no fun. But, Team Bright? I was never able to do the lag room with Bright correctly. I just want to kill all the enemies, and I can do it easier with Pharaoh. All right, Cynan. Okay, he doesn't quite get in where he wants to, so he takes an extra cycle. Ooh, okay. All right, he's safe. Just an extra cycle, no sweat. He was up in it. He was ahead anyway. Okay, Phil sneaks through, so he gets the half cycle. Having trouble taking a health boost, a D-boost there. Ooh, Cynan with a smooth movement gets under the stomper. Alright, and we're off to fight Dust. Dust has a suck pattern that you can cancel by knocking into him, but that's going to do 8 damage. So you can't do that too much. And since Cynan had a healthy lead, he took it a little bit slow. Decided not to cancel that last suck pattern. I think that's a good thinking. And Phil follows up, killing Dustman not too far behind. The first real RNG, yeah. I mean, Pharaoh can kind of slap you around, but, you know, that he can lose seconds there with, like, what worth defenseless seconds. That's just annoying. You just sit there and just watch your time drain. Skull can do it, too. And here's our zips, so everybody that's who hates glitches, avert your eyes. Oof. Alright, low route for Cynan. So the balloon gives you this nice ability to wall jump, which is kind of cool. Which just means you spawn a balloon into the wall, so it can't actually spawn. But before it despawns, you still have about 14 frames to jump off of it. So it still has like a hitbox, but it doesn't really spawn. So it doesn't give you all the lag of spawning a balloon, which is noticeable. And then and it looks really slick. So there's always that plus. Any strat that looks slick is worth doing. Cynan through this climb off to the Bright section. He freezes these guys. For some reason, Bright takes away the shields of a lot of enemies, and so he can shoot to the back of the skull shields, which is handy. Alright, I've always liked the background of the screen. Just very ominous. Oh no! Cynan didn't realize he was so low on health. He took an extra damage there, and they are basically oh no, no, that's a pretty significant lead. Because now Phil is entering the boss room just as he's getting through these skull turrets. Yeah, yeah. Don't look at the background. Hex 4F. That's not the red background, is it? 4F. Alright, Phil kills Skullman, hops on that magic pixel, and is ready to go. Cynan now entering the fight. The skull stare. Short stare, very nice. Alright, short work of that fight. That's a scripted fight other than the length of the shield. Dive Man's another scripted fight, so we're coming up here. So, dive stage, one of the best tunes. Ooh. Oh, that's an RNG jump. You can't always make that jump for some reason. Luckily, you don't. You're supposed to have to make it in a run. But we're coming up. So let's test Phil's mashing speed. Nice little 2-hop on the whale. Making it through no problem. There's a weird mechanic in this game where if you're underwater you can't cancel your slides, so you'll see the runners not do some slides where it really looks like they should be sliding to save time. They're just being very safe because it's a pain in the thumbs to cancel your slide on these little short platforms, and it barely saves any time. Ooh, Phil got that a little high. Good mashing, though. Yeah, it's also the same in Mega Man 5 where you can't cancel your slides, but there's not a lot of water in Mega Man 5, so you don't really notice it. It's actually any what's called a foreground object, which is like what would be a which is the water in the background, and also ladders and the vertical waterfalls in Toad stage. If your hitbox is touching any of those tiles, you can't jump out of your slide. All right, Phil gets through. Yeah, it was tight on health, but you know it's a scripted fight, so I hope you just have the confidence that just lets your muscle memory do what it needs to do. Excellent job for Cynan. Looks like he's catching up on some time here. And off to Drill Man. You know what? That's probably right, Hex. That makes a lot of sense. Alright, Drill is another stage that Bright is just super OP. You know, it just freezes all these enemies that would otherwise cause a lot of lag because of their movement, and just shoot through them, and kind of takes a lot of the difficulty out of the stage. Phil's coming up to these turrets. Never my favorite room. But he gets through. Because this is the checkpoint room Phil's just entering now. So if you die in that room, you go back to the beginning of the stage. Awful checkpoint. So now Phil's coming up to a very fun room where these boulders fall. And you have to switch on these platforms to turn the land on for some reason, because if the land doesn't turn on, you fall right through it. And since the Bright Stopper, I'm going to keep calling it by the wrong name because I never can remember the right name. The Bright Stopper has a timer. I think it's 300 frames, but the timer's not running when you're sliding or taking knockback. So if you're in damage animation, so the more you're sliding, the longer your bright timer lasts, and so you can get through that room with the bright timer only running while you're hopping up through the platforms. And if you got your movement tight enough, you can get through in one. So coming up to our RNG, our favorite RNG boss, how many dive? He always gives you one mandatory dive, and then he can either shoot his drill or hop around or dive again. And dive is just a loss of 4 seconds, and there's nothing you can do about it. They get through it. Phil's still in the lead, but it looked like Cyan is still picking up a little bit of time here. Like he's not too far behind. And now we get Rush Jet. Brightman has Flash Stopper. Flashman doesn't have Flash Stopper. Flashman has Time Stopper. Is that how it goes? Alright, I like Toad Stage, even though it walloped me in my race last time. What are you gonna do? Ooh. No. Those jumps are deceptive because there's that wind mechanic. It's hard to get a feel for when you can push it. It always feels like you can make it, but the wind is brutal. Alright, so Phil's coming through the snail, which luckily with you can if you flash stop time, the wall behind the snail doesn't spawn, so you can just take damage off of the snail's hitbox, which is a little box on the corner there, and go right through the wall that doesn't spawn yet. If you flash a little bit late, you can't get through the wall. If you flash at it right when your feet hit the floor, you get a soft lock. Alright, I should have mentioned. I shouldn't have mentioned that before the race, because they have a very ominous. Yeah. Their randomly generated race room was Intrepid Snail Soft Lock, so that was no good. Oh, I missed that, Aro. What happened? Oh, did he? Oh, it's hard to do because like you have to fall all the way through the screen. I believe if you hit it on the very first frame, that might cause it too, but I've never had that happen. So I always just smash right through the transitions and have had no problems. Knock on wood, I guess. Alright, so they're through the 8 robots onto the Cossack stages, our first snow stage. Oh, Phil going for a little hidden E-tank there that I didn't know until I started speedrunning this game. That there's a little E-tank hidden in the snow there off to the left. It's the easiest one to get in the speedrun, but, you know, it doesn't really help you much in the 8 robots if you need it earlier. The ice in this game is pretty jacked as well. It can be affected by your menu. Yeah, this is an excellent race. Okay, both going for the E-tank. Yeah, I like that we're getting deep enough in the tournament that we're seeing people in the same race in the Cossack stages. Now, this is where the action is. So stay tuned for more exciting action. Someone ping the schedule. Alright, so Phil's going through this climb. This is a pretty scary part. And Cynan is going through this checkpoint room, which I've always found a lot of fun to move through. Okay, they both despawned the guy. So I need to work on my chameleon vision. I'm having trouble keeping track of 2 screens at once. Alright, so this moth fight is very annoying because the ring even though it looks like a huge weapon, its hitbox is 1 pixel, and I think the moth's is like a 3x3 square there of pixels, and so it's like impossible to hit. A fully charged buster is 3 pixels tall, so it's a little bit easier to hit with the fully charged buster, and that's why you can hit. That's why you can hit the machine, the Wily machine, with the fully charged buster, and not a ring. I think if you rush coil, you can still use a ring. I'm not positive about that. I know if you can rush coil, you can use a lemon, and that's the stupidest strat ever. All right, Phil going for a right side balloon saving route. And he's opting for a balloon refill. Excellent. And he's going for the balloons here, so no rush jet for him. And going for the balloons. Had to use an extra though. I tried to do a coil percent run. It was so frustrating because the bosses take they take 1 damage each, and so you're gonna end up running out of rush coil ammo almost every time on the boss fights, and so it makes the platforming not as fun because you can't utilize rush jet as much as you want, because then the boss fights don't work. All right, so this is the RNG of the game. Coming in fast here for Phil. Fast is bad news in the speed game. So he gets a 3-pass opener. And that allows Cynan to cross his fingers, make up a little time just by pure luck. Uh-oh. A 1-pass opener for Cynan. Phil taking care of the square machine, which is an octagon for some reason. It has 8 sides. And okay, so Cynan gets his 3-pass. So with a 1-3, excellent job, Cynan. Alright, and we're up to our auto scroller. Which, most people report that this is their favorite tune. It's never been mine, but it is pretty chill. So really the only thing you can do is, reduce lag, and so killing these turrets as soon as you can so they don't shoot their little pellets is really helpful, because you can honestly feel it if you don't. And it just crawls along, and so auto-scrolling feels bad. Auto-scrolling with lag is just punishment. Filming it through this little room, where the only room where movement counts in this. You gotta get to the and there you have to get to the scrolling trigger as fast as you can, and then your movement's done. Cynan got a drop, but luckily he didn't bother trying to slide through it. Those are scary on those little platforms. So, excuse me. They have a weapon conservation trick here where they can charge the orb coming out of the menu, so they never actually fire an orb, so their their ammo sitting at full, and so they can still damage all these little Saturn planets to get them off the screen, all while not using energy, but still already menuing to the weakness of the boss. So it's the cockroach twins. A nice little, nice fight. There's a little bit of RNG depending on what orb that they shoot, like right here in particular, whether this is going to be 4 bullets or 1 orb. He gets 4 bullets, which is, I think, a whole second more of lag. Versus that orb that he just got there, that's much faster. Gets you up the fight. Phil had a little bit of a hiccup there. Didn't get, he got one of his shots eaten, as did Cynan. So both of them got a little bit off their fight. That's okay. Ooh. Alright, so Phil is doing well. He's got to be happy with this. Coming into this chill stage. He's doing a little bit of making sure his ammo's tip-top. Pharaoh and Ring is like really what you have to make sure you have the most of at the end of the game, because without those, it can be really punishing, because some of the refights, the Wily machine is weak to Ring, and you need it for the refights as well, and just, I don't know. But for the most part, I don't think the ammo routing in this game is that tricky. I mean, I can learn it. Oh man, Phil is rocking against his PB base. So say hello to YouTube for us. Right, on to the Cossack catcher. So he, for some reason, while you're sliding, he cannot move left or right. So if you're just sliding off into the corner, he won't approach you. And so only when you're jumping at him that he'll be able to actually attack towards you. So that's how to fight this fight. I know. Then we see Kalinka here. Kalinka's yelling at us in Japanese, so I don't know what she's saying. Oh, he's saying Wily was the bad guy. Should have known. Oh, Mega Man. Don't. I forgot to mash. I've done that. Alright, so we're coming up on the tribute to the Mets. It goes to the lair of the Mets, which looks much like it does, you know. This is a fun room I've never been able to do right. But you shoot these Mets. I can never get this guy. Man, Phil just made that look easy. I was never able to get that jump. So now Phil is entering a room of spikes and underwater. So as we recall, sliding is scary. So it's basically going to slide where he knows where they're going to stop, and no more. And then it's going to onto the Yoku blocks. Just kidding. We don't want to play with those things. Nice work, Phil. Coming down this last corridor. These Mets take three bullets, and you have to summon Rush with one, so it's like a really quick 4 shots to get those out. Yeah, when you're underwater, you cannot jump out of your slide. You have to turn around or wait for the slide to stop. So we have Metal Daddy guarding the lair of the Mets. This is a pretty hard boss fight, I think. He jumps. He does not give you a lot of room to dodge him. And his shield is random. And just getting those shots in during his in between his iframes is really hard, I think. Yeah, Phil did have a very solid fight. And Cynan coming through. He's kind of pinched in the corner there. He's got plenty of health though. But not yet. Alright, yeah, okay, he's got it. He got him before the Met jumped on him. Alright, and Phil's on Wily too. Why does he take Rush solo there? Just chilling to the music, guys. I don't know what to say. This mummies, these mummies are fun to mash through, I think. This is one of the more fun rooms. I just enjoy platforming where I get to mash through enemies a lot. I could care less for boss fights. If it were up to me, it'd be all platforming all the time. Phil's coming through this last section here. He'll bust her down this last gumball machine. He'll switch over here to Rain Flush, which is kind of a fun mechanic because you can actually hurt this boss with Rain Flush before his health fills. It does like 1 damage, it instantly refills back up, and it saves 4 seconds because refills take forever in this. And another glitch is that if you hit him with Drill, his body hitbox disappears, and so you can just stand inside his little animation there with no damage. So Phil played it with Phil had a very safe fight, but it's effective. Cynan opts for the same fight. Ooh, he takes a fireball to the face. 2. Alright, so Phil's got some goodies to fill up. Pick up some ring. But no E-tank. Okay, decided he was all filled up. So now he enters the room where we see Dr. Wily's patented teleported and hatch system. Brings you to the beloved refights. So he filled up his dust so he can go. He filled up his dust last so we can go into this little hoppy guy first to use dust, which is a soft weakness for him. His actual weakness is bright, but it's not good for speed gaming purposes because it actually only does 1 damage. It just makes the fight trivial. And dust is also Skull's weakness, so stay in the menu because menus are punishing. Another scripted fight. Okay. It's better to lure Skull a little closer to the door when you're fighting the refights, but you can also just fight him with your stage fight and not have to worry about your muscle memory failing you. Alright, so Phil had no trouble with dive in his stage. Also, right through that fight on the refights. And so, just like they had to use a certain amount of Buster on Bright in a stage fight, in the refight, so we use Skull because that does 2 damage. So you just do a multiple of 4 plus 2 damage on him. So you get 6 damage on him with... Or, no, you do 5 shots for 10 damage. Or 3 shots for 6, and then he won't ever throw his undodgeable attack. And then you get that 1 bonus Rain Flush to use on Drill, because, you know, another bit of number theory here. A Drill has, like, you know, 28 health, so if you do 3 of damage each time, there's 1 left over, so that 1 Rain Flush will save you 1 missile at the end. And now, ooh. He's gonna fight Toad, so he menus to Rush Marine. Makes sense. But go to Drill. Well, he's still red. Alright, nice job on the Toad fight. Kill him right by the hatch. Let's go ring. I forgot how he fought him in the stage. It looked similar to this, didn't it? I don't know if that's the standard way he likes to fight him. Alright. Don't suck, Dust. Don't suck. Don't suck. Look at him hopping around. That's so nice. There you go. Alright, full health for the machine. Let's go. Awesome pace. Awesome pace. This is crazy. Clear up the skull shield with the 2 phases of Drill. Use the first phase to clear out the shield, and the second phase to actually do damage to the boss and skip the refill, similar to Taco Trash. Ooh, good thing you got that E-Tank. And yeah, that's... Alright. They're just like a Wily machine behind. Yeah, definitely. Alright, so we got our Mega Man's 4 versions of the Wily Casino coming up. It's like the OG Wily Casino. He was very conservative with his ammo, so he should have no problem being a little risky with his double shots. It's about bad spawn. You want to spawn up high, because then you can hit him with the orb and the shot. Oh, 3 low spawns. Excellent. I almost got that double. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, no. 51? 52. I think I saw 51. Oh, GG, Phil. Excellent job. What is that his PB? What does that take off for him? And Cynan right behind him. I can report with a real race time. Finished with a 41.53 in race and a 42:20 for Cyan. Excellent race. This was a great race. I'm so happy I was able to commentate on it. I just got home like 20 minutes before race started, so that's why I was kind of a bit discombobulated. I was like, oh, wait, there's a race in 20 minutes. So I was happy to hop on. And that's a true PB for Phil. That's I love seeing that in tourneys. I love seeing that spike in the infographic on the Mega Man leaderboard page. Whenever there's a tournament in like Mega Man 3, there's a big like submission spike. Yeah. Like, Mr. Vold is reminding everybody that my ominous death commentator curse is what turned the tables. Sorry about that. Is there a, are we bringing anybody in to talk to me? I'm not on Discord. Let me figure this out. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I hope everybody enjoyed the race. Follow our runners and make sure to check out Speed Gaming schedule there. So I'm going to hop off here because there is an event coming up right after this. And so have a good day, everybody. Thank you for watching.